Welcome back from that break. It's been an amazing one. We actually saw what's happening in the entertainment scene. Moving on with us is Mr. Obiora Ifo, the spokesperson for Labour Party. He's here to join us and talk more about Labour Party. But before we proceed with Labour Party, we'll just dive in a little bit on this local government autonomy that we've been talking about. Mr. Obiora Ifo, good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me? Can you hear us?
Good morning, Nigeria.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning for having me. Good morning, Nigeria.
How are you? How are you, sir?
I'm doing very great. Thank you. Thank you to the signature.
Okay, sir, we need to shed more light and talk to us about Labour Party. But before we go into, can you throw your own light and opinion local government autonomy? We want to hear your opinion about local government autonomy.
All right, thank you so much. The local government autonomy is something that we have had a long time, even contained in the Constitution of Nigeria, 1999 Constitution. But what has been the problem has always been the implementation, especially when it comes to financial autonomy. But the Supreme Court judgment has clearly stated that the local government should have autonomy over their finances. And that is a welcome development. A few days ago, I issued a statement as regards to that this is the real reasons why we'll be having problem with our local government system, because the state government will not allow the local government to breathe. But the moment they begin to have their resources, their allocations directly from the FAC, I mean, it all has to do with transparency, accountability, innovation. All these things will come to play. The local government has a lot to do with the development of this democracy. Nigerians need to know who they voted for, what they are doing with the money allocated to them, how far they are done. And it has to do also with community engagement. Nigerians will now have to engage with our representatives at the local government, and will have very little to do. But outside that local government autonomy, I also think that the same court, the same Supreme Court, should also come up with a proper judicial interpretation of the role of INEC, because the local government elections in Nigeria has also been hijacked by the state. The state is doing a lot of damage to this democracy. And that is why you cannot even have a true representation at the local government. You can see most of the people, most of the states that conduct local governments, they come up with 100% win. Even when their candidates are not known, they are handpicked and results rated. So these are things that must be checked. And I give kudos to the Supreme Court for being, strong enough to come up with that judgment. And I think it should also percolate to other areas where local government have been lacking. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for throwing that light about the autonomy that have been discussed about local government. But moving on, we want to talk a bit about Labour Party. Understand there is intra-party squabbles. There is agreement on who is the chairman. There are some parties that say the person that is not. Can you throw light on that, sir?
Oh, well, there is no issue of controversy as to who is the national chairman of the leadership Labour Party. Labour Party is an organized institution like most other political parties. We have our constitution, we have our laws, and the moment you abide by what the constitution says, you are good and free. As as it stands today, Barrister Julius Abure is the national chairman of Labour Party. Notwithstanding, or not with the fact that a lot of people may not be happy with the development, but it is what it is, because the law is clear and the constitution of the party is also clear. Let me deviate a little bit to those people that are agitating. I'm sure you also know there are some reconciliation going on. But the Nigerian Labour Congress, who fortunately piloted the registration of Labour parties, laying claims that they ought to dictate exactly what happens in a Labour Party. But the Constitution is very clear, the electoral law is very clear on that. The moment a political association transforms to a political party, they have become a body corporate. And an organization cannot own an organization. And since 2002 that the Labour Party came on board, it's been having successive leadership according to the constitution of the party, according to the electoral law, according to the constitution of Nigeria. So we are only appealing to the aggrieved persons, especially the Nigerian Labour Congress, who has floated what they call stakeholders or whatever nomenclature, that they should look into what the constitution says, look into what the electoral law says, abide by the law. They should not go into help. It will not help the democracy we are practicing. And if they are not comfortable with the situation, I mean, they have the option of going to the court to seek for interpretation. But self-help is not something anybody wants to go into, because it is illegal, it is unconstitutional, it is not something that democracy frowns on. Self-help. We have the law, and the moment you use the law increases the mother. Just like you asked me about the local government autonomy, the law had decided on that, and that will be. And again, on the leadership of Labour Party, I'm sure you are aware that both the lower court and the appeal court has affirmed Julius Abure as the national chairman. The convention that we did earlier this year, also affirmed Julius Abure as the national chairman, and INEC has also confirmed it as the national chairman. So I do not get it when some people out there are shouting and making noise. So, but we plead on them. There is room for reconciliation. Our national leader has been going around preaching peace, preaching reconciliation, has met them, has met us, has met virtually every stakeholder, including the National Assembly members. Everybody has dropped the battle, willing to work. And it's interesting because Labour Party seems to be the only party that has gone ahead, moved far, and even endorsed a presidential candidate for 2027. So anyone that is doing anything to halt the progress of Labour Party isn't really working for the party. Maybe it's working for one other interest that will soon manifest.
Okay, so thank you very much. But just to get more understanding on what is going on, what could have been the problem or to make these other parties to disagree or not agree per se with the chairman, with the current chairman?
No, I've somehow tried to, paraphrase that. The idea is, you know that Julius Abure came on board when the former national chairman died. A. Absalam died, and Julius Abure was elected by the NEC to take over and run the cause. of the leadership. And that he did. And the party constitution requires that there won't be any vacuum, and the convention should hold to elect a new crop of leadership. And some people are of the opinion that Julius Abure should not run for whatever reason best known to them, because by the constitution of the party, Julius Abure is qualified to run for any elective office in the party. And every other person that has met the criteria, including being a registered member of the Labour Party and a financial member of the Labour Party. Incidentally, the people in the Nigerian Labour Congress do not think it should be so. They are claiming proprietary right over Labour Party, and to them, they should decide who holds what position and at what time. And we refer them to the constitution of the party, right from the 2002 constitution up to last moment, that it is not, you need to first of all be a party member, hold your card, pay your dues, and do other necessary support for the party. Incidentally, most of these persons in the NLC are not even card-carrying members of the party, including the president of the NLC, Comrade Joe Ajero, does not even have membership card. And we said no. There is a rule, even in the electoral law. Don't leave out the party constitution. The electoral law is very clear about who will be in the party and who will run elections. And we are doing everything we are doing strictly senso with the constitution, the electoral law. First of all, go home and register. Take it from the ward, take it from whatever. So you can aspire to be anything, even at the national level. But no, they will not do that. They just want to take over. And that is why we say no. It doesn't work like that. That is the bone of contention. And that is what we have asked them to go to the court to get a proper legal interpretation of who can be national officer of the party.
Okay, so thank you very much. From what you explained, it seemed like it's a rumor that that there are crises within the party, and so I believe rumor can negatively affect the party. Now, what do you think implication this rumor has on the party?
Obviously, it's not a rumor to say, it is a reality that the situation is affecting the party, it's affecting our image, it's affecting our prospects, it's affecting the where we ought to be, that we are not there, because it has created a whole lot of division in the party. Now, I want you to take this point of note, that the division is not affecting members of the party or the real members of the party, the card-carrying members of the party. They have implicit support for the leadership of Pastor Julius Abure. But it is the camp that believes that they have the proprietary right over Labour Party, which is a very minute percentage of membership of Labour Party. But in Nigerian media space, it's something that you do not check. Somebody will be in this room and tweet, and everyone will take it as gospel truth and begin to magnify it, and it looks as if it is really a big deal. So in that case, it's affecting our image. It's serious.
Okay, sir.
But within the party itself, we do not think that those minute population can actually dim the light of Labour Party.
Sorry to cut you in, sir, but saying that this is something that could have happened before, are there no lay down strategies or plans or what's it called now? a plan that can cover things like this, things in place that can help you in time of crisis like this? How do you
Yes,
intend to solve the
there
problem?
are. Yeah, there are. And of it is the reconciliation that we started. You know, before now, if you listen to the news, you will find out that some members of National Assembly actually bought the propaganda by the NLC. And then again, the obedient family, who are also a large population, our membership also bought the propaganda. But what have we done? We have tried not to speak so much or by trying them in the media. And that's another strategic position we took, not to always join them in the media. We have started serious underground positions. We have serious underground mechanisms, including reconciling with most of the aggrieved members. Politics is all about the reconciliation. So as it is now, we are 100% with all our elected members, both at the national and at the state. We are 100% with them. The obedient family, the real obedient members, and not the people that have hijacked the space, the real obedient, are also beginning to see reasons, because on few occasions they have seen the leader of the obedient, the principal of the obedient, His Excellency Peter Obi, coming to the Labour Party, attending our meetings, so they already know where he belongs. And that was why we tried to float the Directorate of Obedience. But by the counsel of our principal, our presidential candidate, we had to make it a lot more elaborate. To transit the obedience, we now called it the Mobilization and Reconciliation Directorate. And it was flagged off, it was monitored all over the world. And we've had commendable comments across the globe, and they have come out working. Right now, as I speak with you, they are looking for coordinators across all globe, everywhere in the world. Coordinators are emerging, people indicating interest to be coordinators in Asia, Europe, America, everywhere. You understand? This is what we have done. And part of what we are also doing is to, unlike some other parties that are still working on Allah, we have developed an app to make sure that everyone registers. We are doing an update of membership and fresh registration. So that is what we are doing now. I think everybody is on board except the NLC. And we are working hard. You can see, with our humility, we have refused to join them in the media. They have been attacking. And even there, you can see that you have not heard from Jero or the national or the general secretary of NLC. Even in the NTC that they formed, it's only one or two persons that have been aggrieved, that have this ambition of becoming national leaders, but they are somehow shut out because of their own problems. So they are becoming inconsolable, granting television interviews and invading the social space. So, but outside that, there's serious reconciliation going on led by the national leader. And I'm sure in a few days, in a few weeks or months' time, we'll all be in one page and we'll take it from there.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So I have two questions. One is actually streaming from what you said. You said the people that are the obedient family, using your word. First, I thought Labour Party is like a movement, right? So obedient, using the word obedient, I thought Peter Obi is meant to be the candidate, a presidential candidate for the Labour Party. But when you use the word obedient, does it look like, it does look like he owns the party. That's first. So does Peter Obi own Labour Party? Secondly, with the local government autonomy and the intra-party crisis in Labour Party, like you said, what is the way forward and the fate of Labour Party? Can the party really stand? And do you think they have a chance with the incoming local government elections?
Oh yes, let me start from the first question. Labour Party and obedience.
Peter, yes.
Every Labour Party member is an obedient, but not every obedient member is Labour Party. And that is why you have obedience.
So when you say obedience, what do you mean?
No, let me explain. I'm going to explain.
Okay.
Let me explain properly. The obedient, so to say, claim that they cut across all political parties. And even the principal himself has come out to say that, well, that he has children or followers across all political parties. And the obedient is, as their name implies, are working for the enthronement of new Nigeria, greater nation, prosperous nation, through the leadership of His Excellency, Peter Obi. So, and that is why, if you find out in the social media and everywhere you go, their single word, or what they go out there is Peter Obi. So that we are trying to see how we can bring all those obedient members to belong to Labour Party. Most of them are not party members, they are only supporters. They are the support wing, major support wing of Labour Party. I needed to make this clarification so that you understand that Labour Party is a big umbrella comprising of obedient members and so many other support groups. Obedient member in a short definition is one of the support groups in Labour Party, but that doesn't necessarily make them members of Labour Party. You only become a member when you have gone to your ward to register and pick membership card, pay your dues. Incidentally, half of the obedient members are not.
Okay.
Now, you talked about the autonomy. Yes, we are happy, and I've said that, we're happy about the financial autonomy. You have to underline that. What we have achieved through the Supreme Court is financial autonomy. And of course, autonomy has to do with a greater greater participation of local government. They want to own their government, they want to own everything that happens. And for now, the elections in Nigeria is still handled by the state electoral commission, and they are highly partisan, selected by the state executive to run their thing. So you do not expect them to do otherwise. Let me tell you, I've been in an executive, a state government, and I know how these things happen. It's only state in Nigeria that has tried to do something different from what states are doing. It was Kaduna State under FI. So he allowed INEC to protest, and that is why then, under his local government chairman that were from PDP, ABC, and the other political parties. But since then, they have not, the other governors have refused to follow suit. And that is why it will be difficult. We just had an election in Delta State last weekend, and the PDP party in government won every single thing because there was really no election. Names were adopted, written and adopted, and given to the State Electoral Commission to publish, and he dare not refuse to publish it. So until we begin to get the full autonomy, get this electoral, in FCT, it is INEC that conducts election in FCT. That is why you have every other party represented in the executive. You understand? That is how democracy grows. We just finished the election in UK, and people came out to speak, and they said that Labour UK, what they wanted. Of all the things that the other parties did, the Conservatives, the people still rejected them, and the result was respected. But that is not what we'll see at the local election. So as it is now, we do not think that anything good can still come out from elections.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. You've done a great job, a great deal. And I was about to, from what you explained, it seems obedience is another moniker for citizens who advocate for new Nigeria. And on a lighter note, to ask if Labour UK is an extension of Labour Party here from Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Let me just tell you that all of us have the same ideology, social fairism. We have the people in mind. More,
sir.
And that is,
thank you so much, sir.
Our leader actually did ask all Nigerians in UK to vote for Labour UK, and that was why they came. We have about 6 or 7 Nigerians in that government today.
Okay. Thank you much, sir. We do appreciate Mr. Obiora Ifo for your intake. Right now, we want to go for a commercial break. When we take Internet Watch, Signature Morning is still on. Go nowhere.
Thank you so much.